Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Sulman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, break us 7 seals. Brothers and sisters, fear, that's a terrible thing. Fear, emotional fear, mental fears, mental pain, is a result of loss of control. America's in great fear now because they feel they're losing control. They had so much control years back. They had control of us, control of the nations, control of the country, control of the weather maybe, control of everything. And now they stay losing control. It's causing fear. See? And they have a great fear for us. They know they did to us. They lose control of us. And they feel what might happen if we got control of them. Will we reciprocate? We pay them back double as they done to us? Or they have a natural fear of you, brothers and sisters. You know, Scripture says, a fear of us was put in all the animals, and they're beasts. So you don't understand that. I mean, maybe you probably don't understand it. I don't understand it. But they have a fear, natural fear of us. Sisters here for a second here. Is she here? Hold on, what's going on? I can't. I'm telling you, it's one thing. If I can fix this, I don't know if I can fix it or not. Okay, I have to do. See? And they have a natural fear. You know, the police, when they go to a police academy, they have to train them to talk a certain way. Train them a voice of authority. Because, see, the original people, even the females, their speech resonates. See? And a black male, I mean, he sounds so authoritative. And they's like, stop doing that. You know, when I was in Vietnam, right? And they had a movie talk about this a little bit too, right? A thing called fragging. But fragging was, they would take a grenade and throw it under the tent. And what was happening is that there's been all these lieutenants over, officers, around at Office Candidate School, and most of them like 19, 20, 21, 22, whatever. And, attention! Go out there and do this. I want y'all to form up over here. Attention! 1, 2, 3. You know, I said, what the hell? Nobody listen to that. Sound like a girl. That's where they sound. And then we come along, attention, what? See, and it puts fear in their heart. That's why a lot of black folks get shot by police, because there's natural fear of them. They're scared. Certain things they start shooting because they're scared. You don't. That's why they teach them to have a authoritative voice when they go to police academy. So they come and talk to you. Okay, put your hands up. They have to train them to do that, because their natural voices. Put your hands up. Who's going to do that? You know, when I was in Chicago, when the messenger departed, I think I forgot the black guy became mayor, and they started putting they didn't have women, not putting women down, but they didn't have women in the patrol cars and stuff like that, right? They actually, you know, they behind the desk and stuff, but on the streets. And so they started putting them on the streets, and they started finding they kept getting killed. And it took a while to figure out, because they go get a gang member, right? Put your hands up! Turn around, turn around! nobody was doing that, and they was killing them. This is the actual fact. You see, because even the men and women, they both sound like females, and the black female voice is more authoritative than that. And so what happened in Vietnam? They come over, and you had these guys like especially some black guys that have been in the military for 20 years, right? Airborne and carrying on. 40 years old, 35, 40 years old, whatever, right? And some young guy, remember they were sergeants and stuff, right? Young guy come over here, and he's a lieutenant. All right, guys, let's get together and have a little conversation. What? And then he get out in the field, and he started giving orders, and people shooting. No, they got rid of them. They got rid of them. That's why it's life expectancy. They did a movie about that, but it's a life expectancy of an officer was like 30 seconds, something like that in Vietnam, because they would get rid of them. Because that matters. Like if you see a lion roar, you ain't touch you, but just hear the roar, it does something to you. And your voice has an effect on your heart, makes the heart tremble, makes them scared. I know, you check it out on your own. You don't take my word for it. Right? That's a fact. See? Especially if you got a strong, authoritative voice. Remember that Darth Vader? They had to get a black man to be Darth Vader. James Earl Jones. Right? See? Because the authoritative voice. And that voice causes the hearts to tremble. And they have a fear of us. The Bible tells you they have a fear of us. A great fear of us. And when they see us start coming together, they're going to attack. I mean, what else are they going to do? They can't see us coming together. That's their fear. They fear of us getting revenge or taking control of them. That's their fear. And so therefore, they're going to see something in the middle. See, I'm not going to a lot of detail here, brothers and sisters, but like I was explaining to you, false Israel is false. The Bible says false. They know it's false. They set it up because they don't want you to know who you are. Because they don't want you unified. They want to keep you disunified. And that vision, of people that have vision perish. That vision would unify you if you knew you was Abraham's seed, and that's the promised land is your land, and God is with you to take it and to build a nation that lasts forever in peace and joy and happiness. You unite, and if you unite, what would happen to them? It says that was their fear. You unite, fight against them, and flee the country. So they put false evidence to make you think that's the true seed of Abraham, but they're not. Jesus said they wasn't. He said, no, your father's the devil. Synagogue of Satan. Okay? They're not true. The world's starting to come to that conclusion. And you are, 400 years. But they don't want you to know that, so false Israel's there. And that's what's about to happen, because if false Israel goes down, that's the blinder. It's like you in a cave, you got a rock over your cave, copper getting out. Or somebody moves that rock, then you come out. Same thing. That's the rock. They got your mind in a cave, dark cave, and that's the rock over it to keep you from coming out, for any life from coming in. If that rock moves, the light comes in, you can move out. And that's what's about to happen. That's what I'm going to move that rock. The whole thing about Jesus, remember they took Jesus, put him in a tomb, and put a stone over to make sure somebody moved that stone. They're talking about you. And that's what it says. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then move on. Fear. And that fear is coming. It's going to rock the planet. It's not only going to affect the Europeans, and specifically America. It's going to affect the rest of the planet. Because they all got a part in this. Every time I talk about, the Arabs, how did they get North Africa? How did they get North Africa? How did they get Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, Egypt? How did they get those lands? That's lands we came from. They betrayed us and they took our lands. They didn't come from there. That's Jacob Esau territory. Right? They was in Arabia. You see? So how did they get down there? How did they take Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, Egypt? What's the other one I missed? Algeria. How did he get that? They're occupied by all Arabs. That's North Africa. Really? Well, that's what you call North Africa. Because they traded us, they took our land. So they're guilty too. Everybody's guilty. These 10 kings will make war with the Lamb. They overcome. Mm-hmm. See here? It says, man's hearts failed them for fear, for looking at those things was coming upon the earth, and specifically America, but Europe in general. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. They're in the heavens right now. It says, the kingdom of heaven was taken by force, by violent men. That's what they did. When they 1990 went in there, took it by violence. That's what it says. The kingdom of heaven be taken. So if the kingdom of heaven beyond the sun, moon, and stars, how can violent men take it? No, it's the Middle East they're talking about. And so they got their power to be shaken. That means they lost the war over there. And what's the purpose of the war over there? The purpose of the war over there is to maintain false Israel. No matter what they do, they got to maintain. That's why everybody said, why are they doing that? Because if you understand what's behind it, what's motivated, then you understand why they're doing it. It was motivated to put false Israel there to keep us from understanding who we are. So they got a code, so it's back at all costs. But they hate false Israel. They was murdering each other. In the 1930s, they almost got rid of them, called a final solution. And then Elijah Muhammad they always thank Elijah Muhammad for saving their ass, because by him saying we true to Abraham and prove it, they had to come counter it. So they put false up there to say, all of a sudden they hate them, or they start loving them. Overnight, just start loving them. And give them anything they want. And they commit suicide, genocide, everything, they give them anything they want. They have to. No matter what they do, they have to support them. Because the reason they're there is to keep us from finding who we are, and that's a greater threat to them. But false Israel knows that. That's the dilemma. They knows that the only reason they put there because they keep us down, and they know once they get rid of us, they're going to get rid of them. Because that's what they was doing. They're going to proceed to do what they was doing before. Only reason they stopped is getting rid of them because they need false Israel to block our minds, to keep us see who we are. That's why I said, Israel, they went back, they obeyed the prophecy. So they need to counter us because who's the greater threat? But if that goes, then we're in trouble. So they got to back it up no matter what, at all costs, no matter what they do. That's why that explains it. You understand? That's what's going on. But false Israel knows that. And so what are they doing? They know they have to do something before they get rid of us, because then they don't come after them. They're going to ban them and come after them. If you understand the whole story about Adam and Eve, they know that. So that's why they want nuclear power. They got nuclear, but now they have to have more than just nuclear power. They have to have economic power. In other words, they have to turn the tables on America. So now, what's the sort of economic power Europe and particularly America too, but they don't say it, is the Middle East, the oil coming from there. So that's why they get America to take all these countries down so they can get control of the Middle East. And America they have to protect them, so they can do all this stuff. America has to protect them because America can't let them fail, because we stand up. You understand the dilemma? Then we stand up, and they don't want that. So that means no matter what false Israel does, they got to back them, because they got to keep them up there. So false Israel knows that. So they go out and try to take care of all these Arab countries one by one, and the last one is Saudi Arabia, House of Saud. That's the last one, because then they had the whole Middle East, and they would control all the oil in the Middle East, resources in the Middle East. And so now they got Europe and America on their knees, and so they can't come and take them out. They can't drop ton of bombs on them because they can't get rid of oil. That's their protection. So now they got them on their knees, and they break them economically. They control economically, because if they sell oil for $50 a gallon right now, now they got to $100 a gallon, $200 a gallon. What are they going to do? So now they go turn the table. Now they got Europeans, right, on their knees. And that's the dilemma, what's going on right here. And America's catching on to that, says, well, man. And the threat to that is Iran. Iran's the only thing stopping them from taking on the Middle East. You just get the picture. You get the picture here. That's what's going on. That explains it. So they got to take out Iran. Going to take out Iran, there's nothing to stop them. Arabia, Hassan is not going to stop them. They don't have the power to stop them. Only one is Iran. And they can't take out Iran. They got to get America to do it. But America going to take out Iran. Iran was really going to use take out false Israel once they got rid of us. So they don't want to take out Iran. But false Israel pushing it. Because they need them to take out Iran so they take out the Middle East. You see the conflict there? So they're going back and forth. Right? No, we're going to do it. Yes, we're going to do it. Netanyahu wants to do it. Trump said, maybe not. Right? Back and forth. Because he knows that's what they want to use them to get rid of false Israel. Once they get rid of us. False Israel knows that, so they got to get rid of Iran. So they take the Middle East before they get rid of us. You see the dilemma that's going on there? That's what's going on. Okay? Now you understand what's going on there. At the same time, they're watching us. So they watch them the dragon watch see if it's born. Right? The devourer as soon as it's born. They're watching us. So remember, they got plenty. Remember, they got to get rid of us. So they didn't plan this stage to get rid of us. False Israel has to make their move before they actually make the plan activate the plan. It says, "Will come on you as a snare." Means you won't see it coming. The only one telling you about it is the messenger of the covenant. And these clowns are backing. They're blocking it. And so a lot of them will be lost for lack of knowledge. Hope you understand, bro. So that's what's going on here. See. And because they see when the false is about to go down, because America gets broke, Iran defeats America, king of the North defeats the king of the South dramatically, like a whirlwind. So now they can't support false Israel anymore. So the people that know what's going on, they see false Israel going down, and great fear, because they heart attacks, seizures, and everything else, because now we coming together. And all that bullshit about the rapture and all that stuff, it was all bullshit. Because the whole idea was Jesus was coming before false Israel went down. You see, if you put it together, it fits right into place. That's exactly what's going on. See, so they got heart attacks and everything else. And then, if you have fear, you want to get rid of fear, so they attack us. Those don't come to heart attacks, seizures, and with shock, right? They're all going to be in shock. And fear. And that fear, you have to remove what's causing the fear, and that's us. They fear us, so now they attack us. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. And him, he's a savior. He was voted in based on fear, because he's going. Do you understand what he's saying? Make America great again. That means he's going to resolve your fear. You're great. You're going to take the fear away from you. That's what he promised you. And he said, when is America great? When he had you in the fields, raping you, beating you, feeding you shit. That's when America was great, according to him. So that's means he's going to put you back there. And they know that's what he's talking about. They don't let you know. They smile on your face and everything. It's remarkable. What these people do to us is off the page. Off the page. They spit on us, they raped us, they cheated us, they lied, took everything from everything, ripped us off of everything. They robbed us of everything. Tried to rob us of our nature. What they did, the demons, they actually robbed them of their nature. Put their seed into our women. So they got black people with their nature, denatured. Took everything. Language, culture, right? Everything. Name, country, took it all. Took our women. You got children get it, baby? And we supposed to just get out a pass? It's an effort, man. Just give it a pass. Just walk away from that. And this went on for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. Not hundreds of days. Not hundreds of weeks. Hundreds of years. Not hundreds of months. Hundreds of years. Relentlessly. And you maintain something like through terror. They terrorize us 24/7 for hundreds of years. And then we give a pass. It's remarkable. I see people. I said, do you know your history? Why would you even talk to people? The only way they talk to you right now is they still checking out, see if you what's going on. Hey, bro. They call it bro. Got no goddamn bro. Good morning. You know, that greeting came during so-called slavery. Really Holocaust. But that was the measure. They didn't greet themselves like that before that. That was to check you out. Good morning, nigga. Good morning, man. You better say good morning, master. Boy, they was raping you, had your head between their legs, doing, you know, they was filthy and sick, they still are. And stuff they made us do is I can't even talk about it. Off the page. I'm not just talking about women, the men too. The stuff they make you do. To make sure you know, I mean, the butt breaking was mild. If you just take it to the next step. They had these slave patrols go around, and they pick the biggest buck they could find. The slave master tell them that's to pay them. And they have all the slaves gather around. And they bend them over, right? See, I say they bend them over, doing it from the back, but they bend them over from the front too. You know what I mean? And all the slaves see this. So they broke them. That's where the idea saying came. That's the man. That's where it came from. You better be careful of these sayings. Or here comes the man. Because that was the whole idea. See, you wasn't the man. Slave master was the man. He just did you. So you his trick. He might do you from the front and the back. And they wasn't just doing it to terrorize us, they were doing it because they was getting their kicks off. Because they're sick people. All of them. Like the Bible says, none are righteous, no, not one. For our contrary, that means all humanity. But that means that he ain't no goddamn good either, too, don't it? If that means all humanity, like he's saying, that he ain't no goddamn good either. It says, no, not one. That means it applies to him, too. So what the hell are you listening for? Notice about devils, like the lesson says, none are good. In Sodom, they couldn't find one righteous person. That's why when they burned the place up, there was Abraham and his people was gone. They're all sick, without exception. As the lessons say, Pharaoh said, but because he's one of them. It follows the devil. That's biology. If it follows the devil, so are you. You're the seed of your father. So he don't want to call them devils anymore because he don't want to call his children, call their grandfather a devil, who's a great goddamn devil rapist. They're all rapists anyway. You understand? None are good. No, not one. So they smile on your face, like I said, it's like a car salesman. He getting ready to sell you some shit, but you think he gonna come and tell you? No, he gonna put his best clothes on. He gonna smile, hey, bro. I said, oh man, how's the baby doing? Hey, I said, Mrs. She's so pretty today. Yeah, because he's never giving you a piece of junk. See, they smile on your face, but look at what's going on around you. Where you living at? How you doing? See? How you have brothers in prison? You don't understand what capitalism is. Slavery is capitalism. By definition, maximum profit, minimum overhead. They gave you nothing but shitlings. Okay? Pig shit. And you walk around picking up dog shit. Wow. So I guess you like shit. Because if you pick up dog shit, you probably had no problem eating shitlings. That's what they called it. And then when they called you got free, got to be able to educate, they knew they couldn't White folks do not eat chitlins. They don't eat it. Tell me a white person eat chitlins. Show me one. They don't eat it. Because they know it's shit. That's what they call it. They ain't changed it to SRC. They said, y'all, them niggas are stupid. They ain't going to never figure it out. And they still sell it. Check. Google Walmart. It sells still there because he's still buying it. And white folks do not buy it because it's shit. You see, it's shit's floating. That's what they fed you and work you to death. And I saw a thing, they said that they had to replace the slaves every 3 or 4 years. And that's because they said they worked them, they bring them over in their late teens or early 20s, and they work them so hard for 2 or 3 years, they worked them to death. They worked to death in that short period of time. And we saw those movies where the guy looked 90 years old, he probably only 30 years old. And so they had to replace them every 4, 5, 6 years because they worked them to death. The women too. And just being raped. And you out there fist bumping, hey bro, and all that. Oh boy, ooh. I'm not getting a goddamn pass on that. I don't talk to him, and I ain't giving no pass on it. They did that to my great grandmother, my grandmother, and my mom, and all that, and we just walk away and just say, like it never happened. So now I'm trying to make sure you never, even if you have any, make sure you never do find out what happened. Make America great again. When was it great? When you was out in the field and raping you, beating your ass. That's what he's saying. They understand it, but you know, because you know all about LeBron's, Magic, all them clowns, monkeys with balls. That's what it is. Basketball. Think about if you put a bunch of monkeys, you'd be more excited to put a bunch of monkeys out there with a basketball. And they don't give a damn about you. And you out there selling your kids sneakers for $100, $200, $300, $500. You only pay $20 for. Really? And you're, hey, that's my man, LeBron. Okay. Their power's over. And that's what's their fear too. They're losing control of us. They're losing control of everything. That's why when you lose, you want things back. We don't get Canada, we don't get Greenland, we don't get Canada. See? You don't start talking that until you start losing control. So you're trying to gain control. I want to take things. You ain't somebody giving away anything. When you got a lot, you give away stuff. Magnanimous. But when you lost everything, you try to tear everything back. And so that causes fear, and the great fear in America now. That's why, and they fear that they've been losing control of Europe since 1860s. Every 50 years, right? They lose more control of you. They're about to lose total control of you in a minute, and they can't afford to have it happen. They can't let you escape the country because you might come back at them. They know what they've done to you. See, they don't think you're gonna be stupid forever because no country would sit about and eat that and don't do anything about it. Especially the way they did to our women. It's unimaginable. What they did to our women, it's unimaginable. I can't talk about it. I talk about me, I'll be out here committing homicide. It's unimaginable what they did to our women. You know how freakish they are. I mean, they got stories, just basic stuff. Basic, I don't know, she used that term. They make the women out there, and they had the women out in the field. She already pregnant one of their babies, and maybe holding one of their babies they already raped her with, and she's out in the field with no clothes on. Why? Because Taskmaster jumped off the horse and just do her whenever he felt the urge. And not a damn thing she could do. And all the males sitting around, they can't do a damn thing about it. They just gotta look. And what she looking at now? Get out, cotton. And she over there screaming and hollering. He just doing what he want to do to her, and you can't do a damn thing. So we got, and you sit around and you fish bumping, and you let that shit pass. And then you wonder why these women don't have no respect for your dumb ass. They're gonna be avenged. I will avenge them. I will avenge. I don't care if the Levites or Shabbat, they will be avenged. Okay? Be avenged. That was promise made to them and will be kept. My brothers and sisters. Wisdom, it's going to new season, brothers. That's just old stuff won't work. Everything Trump doing is backfiring. See, because what it took to get control, like I said, it took the winter to get control of everything. But now it's spring. Winter, wisdom don't work. See? People's cold. So you could force them into your igloo. See? Well, you got some, come on here, you're going to freeze them so you control them. But now it's spring, they don't need igloo, don't need anything to do with you. So your wisdom don't work anymore. You can't, capitalism don't work anymore. Capitalism work because there's not enough food and everything for everybody. You control the food, so they got to come and work for you. We wasn't employees before we came over here. We don't have no goddamn employees. That's crap they made up. You see any birds as employees? You see any dogs as employees? You see any cats as employees? Any bees as employees? They work, but they ain't employees of nobody. Get a paycheck, they do with their nature. When you was in Africa, when you live in Africa, wherever you was living over, right? You was part of a tribe and you wasn't an employee. You was part of a body. So the heart cells do what the heart cells need to do. The lung cells, everybody work together to make the body work. No employees. That's their bullshit. That's capitalism crap. So you're still a slave now because that's what an employee is. You're a goddamn modern day slave. Just change the language. With their name, you're still owned by them. If you're working for them and your name is Jimmy Nickabob, then you're still owned by Master Nickabob, and you're still a slave on his plantation. Remember they used to call it plants, then they start calling factories. Same reason why they start calling it chillings. Because they figure you're too dumb to figure it out. You're still in the goddamn plantation. Still working at the plant. And by definition, it's exploitation. Because if they paid you for what you was worth, they wouldn't make a profit, would they? You make $100,000 for them a day, and they pay you $200. Well, that's the profit. But if they paid you $1,000, they would make a profit, would they? That's what you're earning for them. But they give you, you got to make $100,000 for them, but they give you $10, $20 an hour. And you don't get it? You're still a slave. And you're praying to be, you want to stay a slave. Go, Jesus, help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. Oh, Lord, help me, Jesus. Well, obviously, Jesus must be deaf because he heard a goddamn thing for 40 years. Remember, because they were doing everything to you in the name of Jesus. Had a cross around their neck, raping your ass in the name of Jesus. They did all the genocide in the name of Jesus. When they killed and stole this country, had a cross around their neck. When they was raping you, putting their stuff in your mouth, they had a cross around their neck. Thank you, Jesus. Who is their Jesus? The real Jesus told you. Satan. He said he's a God of this world. He said he controls all the nations. This stuff is clear. So I wonder about these Levites. Are y'all retarded or what? This stuff is clear. You have to add it up. You need a calculator. Satan is God of this world. He wouldn't be a God if the nation wasn't controlled by him. And he says control all. He told Jesus, I control all the nations. He said some of them. So whose works was they doing when they was committing genocide? When they got rid of natives, stumping their children's brains out on the hooves of their horses, and enslaving us and raping us and beating us for terrorizing us. It takes terror to maintain the Holocaust slavery. That means they're a terrorist nation. To my terrorism. America's a terrorist nation, and everything false is over there. America did worse. So they say, hey, Daddy, we just know what you did. We followed your footsteps. So he says, Jesus, if that's Jesus, goddamn him. If that's Jesus, if that's the real Jesus that did all that to us, then goddamn him. That wasn't no Jesus that did that. That was Satan. That's who he was worshiping, the God of this world, Satan. He said, knowing by their works. Those works, if that's the works of Jesus, raping, murdering, And they honor people like that. Jefferson Washington was rapists and pedophiles. So if that's the works of Jesus, what the hell they got a problem with Satan for? What could Satan do worse than what they did? What could Satan do worse than steal this country, commit genocide, slave and rape us and terrorize for hundreds of years? What could Satan do more than that? That's the God they worship, with a cross around their neck. That's clear, but well, you know. Let's move on. Desensitize. Hope I spelled that right. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. You know, when you desensitize something, that means you get it ready for something. It's like, you know, you see all this violence on TV, so people get used to it. You know, the first time, you know, when I was in Germany, right? First time I came back home on leave, right? And this was like, I guess, 68, I guess, right? And that's, you know, because when I left, they didn't have all this civil rights, all that kind of stuff. I didn't know Malcolm, I didn't know about any of that stuff. You know, I was a militant type person. People ask me all the time, "Are you a Muslim?" I didn't know why they asked me that because I didn't know what a Muslim was, right? I came back. And so I'm Newark, right? So downtown, they didn't have malls. They didn't have malls at that time. They had a movie theater right downtown on some Broad Street, I believe it was. Not Broad Street, Raymond Boulevard. I mean, anyway, they had a movie there, right? I think called Paramount Theater. And so I went there in the movie, right? And the other time you saw 2 movies, right? For a little bit of money, right? Anyway. So I went in to see, I guess it's a long time. I'm trying to get it. The bottom line is, I'm just in general, because I can't remember all the details. But there's a movie called Slaves playing. And Dionne Warwick, she was a slave. Right? And her master, I forgot his other guy's name, he was supposed to have Boyd, something like that, right? He was, right? And so, the thing is, they had 2 movies. So the first time the movie that came out with these what they call not vampires, the zombies, you know, eating everybody's flesh and everything else. The Night of the Living Dead, I think they call it. I think it was named the movie Night of the Living Dead. First one that came out, first time. So like it was 2 movies, right? And so when I came in, they were going to play that one first and then play the slave movie, right? So I came in, I sat down. It was in black and white, the movie. It had a black guy, he was like the star in the movie, right? I don't know who he was. And so they got the people that was dying was come back to life. So I don't know if you call them, but the zombies were. When they was coming back, they was dying. Something happened, and people was dying would come back to life. They came back to life, right? Like they was eating everybody, eating people. Right? So I'm sitting there, and then this guy, you know, he come alive. Then they catch this person, and they grab him, they snatch out his heart, and all that stuff. I mean, I got so sick, I got out of there. I didn't get a chance to see the slave movie. I saw it another time. That was incredible. I said, man, I never seen anything like that. See? That's when they start making. Now they make the movies all the time. They make them in color now. But then that was just in black and white. That made me sick. And I was in the military. I said, man, that's sick. I got the hell out of there. So that's desensitizing. But now it's nothing now. Movies like that, nothing now. Like all this sex and stuff you see in there, unless you was a porn, you never saw it in the movies. In fact, the married couples, they slept in separate beds. Now they desensitized. Now sleep with their dog and every damn thing else. That's desensitized slowly. That's why you're used to it. And then, like women out here walking naked now, right? It took a while. Now they're actually walking naked. I mean, what else you going to call it? Desensitizing, right? So it was acceptable, something that you rejected before. So what's going on right now? I'm not telling you about how they put phosphorus up and everything else, and what the plan. What's the other plan behind that? Remember, they got a plan to get rid of us. Remember, they had a plan to get rid of us, And false Israel knows about the plan, and they got to make their move, take over Arabia before they get rid of us, because then once they get rid of us, they don't need them anymore. They let Iran loose on them, and they're gone. So what's one of the plans? They said throw us into the river. Abortion was one part of it. Right? But there's another side too, right? And you see, because once you understand, like I said, you don't have to see the wind, but you see the effect of the wind. You see the leaves blowing. And you see the effect of the wind and the direction it's blowing by what the leaves doing. You have to see the wind. So you look around and say, why? Because he asks, why they have to false Israel? Why they? And then you understand the dilemma I told you, understand why they back and false Israel no matter what. Make America lose its own credibility and everything, because now you're back as genocide. Wow, we supposed to be good people, right? But they ain't. So they right now, illegal aliens. Remember, they brown people, right? Illegal aliens. America's, the Europeans are really illegal aliens, ain't they? This ain't their land. Those people have more rights to land than they do. Anyway, get rid of them. And when they send them out of the country, put them in jail, put them in the country down El Salvador, they never coming back. Right? Illegal aliens. Because they're criminals. They, see? So building people up to that. And people start getting used to it. Yeah, get rid of them. Some people that protest, but yeah, well, they criminals. See, first, they're just illegal. So they had to add the criminal part. Oh, yeah, well, they're criminals. Yeah, to get rid of them because people protest about the illegal part. But then they say, yeah, they're criminals. See, they're raping women, they're killing. So now more people are on board with it. See, they're desensitizing you to it. So they're doing that, okay. So now we get rid of criminals. And remember, they're going to put them in San Salvador. And then they call Trump on a hot mic saying, because they thought the mic was off, saying that he's telling the guys in El Salvador to build a whole bunch more prisons, like 20, 30 more prisons or something like that there. How many people you put $20,000, $30,000, $30,000 in prison? They want to reopen Alcatraz for homegrown criminals. He says, homegrown, not illegals, people that's born here, homegrown criminals. So who is that? To you. They're setting it up. So now you get used to they always sending the immigrants, right? Mexicans, and they send them out, and they call them the criminals. Remember, because they already classify you as criminals. They got how many people in the prisons right now? Criminals. And brown people, get them out of here. Okay? So, okay, stage one. What's stage two? Now, some more brown people over there. Right? Genocide. Kill all the women and children. They're open with it. Kill them all. Wipe them all out. Just get them. They're open with it. You have never seen anything like it before. They were doing it in the background, but now it's open with it. It's all the world can see. And they say get rid of them, wipe them out. Total everything America's supposed to been against, wipe them out, kill them. Women and children, openly doing it. Women and children, bombing them. America bring the bombs to do it. They wouldn't be able to do it out of America. So, and they remember, now they like those Mexicans and those Arabs much more than you. They call them Arabs, Desensitize. They like them more than you. They hate you because they change you 100%. When you hate something, you change it 100%. We love something, you don't change all. They change 100%. Name, culture, religion, home, everything. They change 100%. They hate one, and now try to go back and try to grab your old name and try to grab your old religion and see what happens. You won't do it because you know, hey, I'm Muslim now. Okay, that closes some of your job opportunities. Being a slave for them. That killed a lot of your opportunities, your possibilities, right? I'm a Muslim, and my name is Shaheed Muhammad. You see, you ain't gonna do that, cause you know they ain't gonna like it. Cause they like you, they take everything away because they hated you what you are. If you start trying to get back to who you are, they have a problem with that. But they hate you 100%. So they hate you more than they hate the immigrants. So-called illegal aliens hate you more than they hate the Arabs. But now you see what they're doing to immigrants. Desensitizing, right? See what they're doing to the Arabs over there? Outright slaughter. Starving to death against international law and everything. So they're setting it up, desensitizing. So if they do that to them, and then everybody goes along with it, then what the hell they start doing to you? Who's going to complain? You? Remember, they're already a fear for you to begin with. They want you gone. Another reason why they want you going because you the evidence of what they did. And they want to tell everybody we good people. We start America. We came over here and we met the Native Americans, and we fell in love with them. And they said, "Hey man, come on, y'all take over the country for us. Y'all running because y'all know y'all good people, right? And we'll sit on the side, let you know, and all that." And people write books say, we let the blacks come over here on the visa, and y'all come over here, man. Y'all can't work, but y'all were so wicked. Farrakhan, right? Y'all so wicked. We had to put you in chains. That's how you got in chains. And we had to civilize your ass because you was running around calling your name rock bottom shithole, and you was a jinga juga. You call yourself jinga juga and run around bones and everything else, man, and lions eating your ass and everything else. So we had to save you from that. Civilize your ass. Make you Charles Applebaum. Put your suit and tie. But you was too wild. You right? Like I said, you can't, put lipstick on a pig. So you're so wild and everything. We could do hard time civilizing you. So we had to whoop your ass. Got a bad tiger, whoop his ass in submission. So we did this for your benefit. See what I'm saying? They write books like that. That's what Trump's trying to do right now. To change, rewrite it like that. So they did us a favor to bring us over here, save us from being eaten by lions and stuff. A lot of them believe that. Believe me, because I've already been counted that. See what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about you. And we the evidence of what they did. So they got to get rid of you, get that, and plus that, get in with AI, because AI just, if you ask AI right now, AI tell you the truth. America wicked, and they have said, yeah, America terrorism, they have, yeah, because that's the facts. So they don't want AI. That's why I see closed door meetings, because of that. Because they say, well, damn, man, we got to rewrite history, because if we put AI in, they're only going to tell based on history you give them. So you tell them a whole different history. Because we got to get rid of us, because we're the evidence. So when the police come knock the door, you better get rid of evidence or your ass going to jail. And the guards here, 40 years, 1619 to 2019, 40 years, right? And then immediately after that, to be a plague that would kill the firstborn, COVID, immediately 2020. And the fact is, it was not killing original black people. It wasn't affecting Africa. They wasn't doing social. These are facts, brothers and sisters. They weren't doing social, this and anything. Anyway, so we're true saving him 40 years. So desensitized. So now they got the world, right? Oh, desensitized, just wiping them out, genocide, cold-blooded genocide, and getting them out of here, throwing them out of the country, right? And putting them in prisons, getting rid of your ass. And on top of that, now he's out trying to get the Congress to say, and against the Constitution, they cannot use the American military on citizens. Can't do it. It's citizens of America. So now he's trying to change that where they can use the military against who? Against you. Say against criminals, homegrown criminals. You, that's who you're talking about. So how does it work? Okay. Remember he's always setting all this stuff, DII, all that kind of stuff, and some of you going buying all that bullshit about reparation, all that kind of crap, it's all stored together. But the point is, okay, we get that going, right? They're already desensitized against getting your ass. And so then he started talking, saying, because you're already getting black folks riled up. So do a George Floyd or something, where they start rioting. Okay, now you're a criminal. They got the American military, God bless your ass. And so you're in the military court. So now you're a criminal. Send your ass out of El Salvador in most prisons. Or execute your ass. Because now you're a criminal. And who's going to say anything? They already, they used to genocide. So genocide in your ass would be no problem. Because if you put genocide, if you kill your mama, you wouldn't have no problem kill somebody else's mama with you. So if they kill them and they love them Arabs more than they love you, they don't have no problem. Who's got a problem with killing you? Commit genocide on you. That's their plan, to commit genocide on your ass. And there it is. So now they didn't desensitize everybody, right? But the economy, right? All this, we think all this terror stuff is about. They know it's going to destroy American economy. It's going to cut jobs. People going to jobs down. Who's going to be the first? Who's the first? Last hired, first fired. So now you be right. You ain't got no damn job. They send all your jobs overseas already, China and everything else. You see all this stuff setting up. You see the picture. So now you're going to be criminal. You're criminal because you're trying to survive. You're criminal because you're riding because everything is bad. And then Trump is, I was calling, might be outright calling you niggas, I don't know. But you're going to riot. And when you riot, then you're a criminal. And when you're going to steal something because you ain't got no food, because you can't afford Walmart, because now the price is 10 times more than it was before, and you ain't got a job. Bam. Case closed. And genocide on your ass. So we're going to just kill you. Who's going to say anything? They're pretty used to genocide by false Israel in America. Everybody, the whole world is used to it. So they do it to you. What's the difference? In fact, you're criminals. And they love them more than they love you. Desensitize. That's what's going on here. Because then when you start riding like stuff with George Floyd thing, then American Army come get your ass. I told you. Don't say I didn't tell you. I'm going to bounce sisters. Here it is. Trump, make America great again. When was it great? When Thomas Jefferson was raping Sally, whatever her name was, Hemi? Right? When George Washington was raping, talking about they was farmers. No, they was plantation owners, slave owners, oppressors, terrorists, genocidal maniacs. Remember, during their term, they was committing genocide on Native Americans, and they was the presidents. They was raping and murdering us and raping our women. And then we supposed to salute them and honor them? Shit, like hell. Oh, you say those words, bye. But you're going to hear a lot worse in a minute. Oh boy, you don't have no idea what's about to hit you, brothers and sisters. In a few more days. Remember that I said they're going to have no peace agreement. They're supposed to have this meeting last Saturday, and they canceled it because it broke down. Negotiations. And they said the word Trump is, hey, we're going to move on, we're going to go ahead and move on Iran. He's pushing. Netanyahu's pushing. He's trying to hold back. I told you the dilemma. So the immigrants, throw them out of the country, lock in prisons. Arabs in Gaza, genocide, kill all the women and children, get rid of them all of them. Say, get rid of them all, kill them all. They say it right now, get rid of them, gonna kill them all. Wipe the whole place clean. So if they're doing that, they already got a president doing, that's the mode. That's the season we're in. So now they start doing to us. Who gonna say anything? Who gonna say anything? Nobody said a goddamn thing about us when we was in, did the Arabs come over and help us? Did anybody come over and help us? Indians come over and help us? Chinese come over and help us? Anybody say anything to help any kind? In fact, even after we supposed to got out of here, nobody ever came and helped us. Even the so-called Arabs. Muslims, they knew was Muslims came over here. They never came out and said a boo to us up in Detroit. Not saying they were mad how much come, oh man, y'all Islam is F y'all. We're gonna deal with you in a minute. Y'all Islam is, well, how come you never taught us Islam? You know what happened to us. You betrayed us. You see what I'm saying? So, they're wiping them out. And nobody ever came to help us. So who's going to speak right now? They want, oh, we're so bad helping you guys. And they got Negroes out there helping. Oh, we're going to help these Arabs, help pick it and march with them. But we never march with you, do a civil rights movement, do anything. We never march with you. George Floyd, they never help you. Show me any of those people from overseas, any place that came to help you with anything. Even Africa. Did Africans stand and say, man, why y'all treating my brothers so bad over there? They no, and they say a goddamn thing. Nobody said anything. So they start burning your ass up. And they was doing much of that in the Holocaust. Only way they didn't wipe you out because they still need you to work for them. So they start doing it again. Who's going to say something? They ain't gonna say a goddamn thing. Maybe they'll be glad you're gone. The Africans, they'll want you over there anyway because they tired of you making them look bad in these damn stupid ass movies. I'm not blaming you for it. That's false Israel doing that. But they tired of saying, man, because you make it look bad. They say, that ain't us. Walking around and picking up dog shit. Well, pick up dog. What's that all about? Picking up a dog shit. Are you out of your goddamn mind? What you pick up dog shit for? So if you pick up dog shit, I guess you eat pig shit, shitlins. They got us all backwards and forwards. That's going to change in a minute. And so when they start doing that, that's desensitizing. So there'll be no problem just getting rid of you. It's not going to happen that way, but that's what they're planning. It tells you they're planning that. And then martial law, use the military on natural citizens. That's where you try to get martial law. Now, why are you trying to do these things? Desensitize are preparing to get rid of your ass to make America great again. Put your ass back in the fields, just get rid of you all together. Hey, let's look at this and move on, boss. This right here, see? Right here. See, I know you noticed it, but you got two ladders to the angel. You got the one ladder that's those books. See, and that ladder, see, they couldn't get the whole angel. See, I explained more and more and more. I mean, it's right, the picture's right there. Because the NOI never gets to heaven. They call it New Earth. They never get to heaven. There's something wrong. I mean, they don't make it. So we had to give a book that get them out of hell, but they don't get to heaven. They get this far. And so those books is a subset of the angel, but you have to get the angel, climb the angel, go all the way. But they can only go this far. So that's why they give those other books that's smaller and less to allow them to climb up out of here. Because they can't climb this far. As far as they can climb is this, if they climb at all. You understand? See, that's why it's called New Earth. They don't even make it to heaven. Right? And this is tribulation territory, but they make it out of here, out of this. Become a new earth. And this new heaven's here. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. We'll move on. Main point. Okay, I'm going to get to my main point here, brothers and sisters. See, I got this Arabia, Africa, Asia, Orient, and Europe. Europe is on fire. Okay? And on top of these, like Arabia, got the gold part. When you look at the Angel Key, the top part is the Islamic part. The Islamic part of Africa is Arabia. I mean, this is the elect. Oh, wait a minute, I got this backwards. Oh, boy, how did I do that? Hold on, brothers and sisters. I guess I did it. Stop blaming other people. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, brothers and sisters. I don't know what to say. A second here. Oh, how the hell that happened? Oh, no. That's right. I know why it's like that. I know why it's like that. Okay. I know why it's like that. But give me a chance to correct something else, so. Alzheimer's, I guess, huh? Okay, I know why it's like that. What I mean is tribe Shabazz, because that's our natural home, Arabia. That's us here, right? So top part is right. This is like the NOI, the black and the angel key. This is the elect. The top part is the gold part, the Islamic part, right? So Africa, you got the golden part. Asia, the golden part. Orient, and Europe, the golden part is the Shia, the original. on the paternal side, but the Caucasian on their maternal side. That's why each one of these have an Islamic part to it, right? Okay, understand that. So it's saying Europe is on fire. Because I said, as the pressure increases, right, the weaker structures is mass time acceleration equal force. But if the force is equal for everybody, that means everybody's a force of 12, then the relationship is where's the structure and where's the acceleration. So it's how fast it's moving. So if your acceleration is 1, then your structure is 12. So that means you ain't moving very fast. But you got a complex structure, that's us. But if you got a weak structure like 1, your acceleration is 12. That means you're moving real fast. But temperature, that's what fire. Temperature higher than fire, because that's what fire is, high temperature. So America's moving around, Europeans move around faster than anybody, so they're on fire. They're on fire. I don't know if you understand that concept. They're on fire. And the more the pressure increases, every 50 years the pressure increases. So in other words, that's why you see the World War II is worse than World War I. World War I is worse than Civil War. Get hotter and hotter and hotter. Every 50 years, the more energy, the more fire, the more energy comes to the planet, the more, right? The hotter it gets. That's really behind global warming. That's another story. So the Europeans be on fire first, or be behind that, then slower and slower and slower, because like they low structure, so they like porcelain, while us we may be like cobalt, the hardest metal it's supposed to be, right? See, so they move real fast, colliding. That's violence, pressure, move fast. Fires. It's on fire. It's a lot of, right? Understand that concept. So let's move on. So I'm showing here is that right now, Europe is on fire. But remember, when you're talking about Europe, you're talking about this porcelain, but the Iranians, since they're original, but they're Caucasian on their mother side, like Mass Problem is, that means they're porcelain on the outside, but they got steel on the inside. So when they collide, when the porcelain collide with porcelain that got steel on the inside, both of them porcelain on the outside, so it look like they collide, right? They collide, look the same. But when they hit the one steel, it might crack on the outside, but it's going to hold on the inside because it got steel on the inside, while the other porcelain cracks to pieces. And that's what's about to happen, because they get ready to collide with Iran, and Iran has steel on the inside, original on the inside, porcelain on the outside. So it's going to be a war, and they crack on the outside, but the steel going to come out, and they porcelain get crushed with the steel. You understand? And then you say the Orient, right? They're more structured, so they're on fire too, but not as much. They're not as hot as America, not Europe is. And Asia, now you see, I told you, I explained all this to you. Now you see Asia getting hot. Pakistan, India, not as high as Orient, because they think they're trying to get in the war with Orient. China and all that, that's where they plan for war for them. And now you see Asia getting hot. And Africa's warm, not hot yet. It's warm, they got a little clash and stuff over there. But no major wars, like because Asia's you got two major, right? China, two major powers, both are nuclear powers. All these nuclear powers, they Orient nuclear power. See what I'm saying? So if so much that the pressure great enough, it gets so hot that the water turns to steam. That means it has no form anymore. That means the government's out of control. Nobody controls it anymore. You can't control the steam. And so that's what's going to happen in America. The government, everything's going to collapse. So it's going to be a free-for-all, no unity. And that's the situation that Levites have to go through, but they have to have Hajj, and they walk through it without being burned. They have to have Hajj. If you don't have Hajj, and they steam, then they're going to be burned up just like the rest of steam. Turn to nothing. They got to achieve Hajj. That's what the purpose of it. Okay? That's it. So they burn up. And the Orion's getting hotter and hotter. So once they turn to steam, Orion's still water. That's why it called the flood. So if you got steam here, and you got a pot of water here, you put out water, it's going to put out the steam, put out the fire. Because it still got form. It's going to put out the steam, it's going to put out the fire. You understand? It's very simple math, brothers and sisters. See? So Asia, right? They may be, this is hot water, but Asia's cold water. See? So they you know, we'll put it this way. Europe is turning to steam. Orient is hot water. Boiling. It's boiling. We haven't turned to steam yet. So Asia is hot water. Put that away. It's hot water. But Orient is boiling water. And Europe is steam. So how do they interact with each other? You see what I'm saying? In Africa, it's just hot water. Or just, warm water. And us, we just water. It's cool water. Because the pressure doesn't affect us that much. So you see how people, they ain't doing anything. And you say, that's bad. No, that's good, because they're not affected. It takes a lot of energy to wake but the point is they can go all the way, because energy get more energized. So when they go home, they're more energized. So now they start building a civilization. A higher civilization is here, because it's under greater pressure. See? So they build under greater pressure. It's more complicated, more technologically, everything more than this. And so the pressure keeps increasing. That's why I said everlasting kingdom, because they can keep adjusting as the pressure increases and the universe contracts. They keep moving up with it. But the rest of them are crushed by then. All of them turn to steam, even Africa. But see, they're cobalt. They don't. Heat don't bother it. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. See, that's what it is. We're on top. That's us on top here. Right? Then you got Africa. Hard to see it here. Right? Then you got India. Then you got China. Then you got Europe. Europe's on fire. For Israel, they're more on fire. They ain't true Abraham, because they're on more fire than anybody else. They are more fire than America is. That's where they go first. See, they're talking about civil war and everything over there. They're going first. They're totally going to turn steam in a minute. And everybody going to close in on them. America throw it out of the Middle East. And they're going to turn to steam. Be so hot, America be forced out of there. And for us, we're going to turn to steam. Total chaos, total cannibalism. Everybody be fighting with each other. You said they already warned it. I mean, they already warned it. They're going to have a civil war, and over there right now, everybody's against each other. So the signs are there. So I mentioned this earlier, I just touch on it. But say, doing them double is done to you, right? Who's we? We're not going to rape them and all that kind of stuff. We're not that kind of people. But these will, the demons will, and that's going to be our weapon to do that, to get retaliation for them. Because when the 10 horns come in here, China, India, they're going to rape, murder, they're going to do all kinds of it. If you understand China, who they really are, they can be more wicked than the devils. I'm not going to that, brothers and sisters. Right? That's a whole nother subject. I think I'm leaving it there, brothers and sisters. Yeah. Some of my vectors, I talked about it, so I'll just walk through it. Vector is the language. It's the language of a force. You learn vectors, brother. Says you need to learn vectors. I tell people, but you have to start thinking mathematically when you get home. What's going on here? See, this is Muhammad Speak newspaper. Farrakhan ain't going nowhere. This is a not a this article in Muhammad Speak newspaper, but this illustration was in every FY meeting every Saturday. We're going home, and those left on the shore were being beat by devils running after with billy clubs. That's who Elijah Muhammad's talking to. But Farrakhan said we ain't going nowhere. It means he called God a liar, calling Elijah a liar. Separate. This is their plan. I'll read it quickly. I'm going to go, brothers and sisters. God, do not remain silent. Do not be silent, God. Do not be still. But behold, your enemies make an uproar, and those who hate you have exalted themselves. Right? They make shrewd plans against your people. Not against false Israel, against us. And conspire together against your treasured ones. They're conspiring against us. They have said, come, let's wipe them out as a nation. We're a nation within a nation, as Elijah Muhammad told you. So that the name of Israel will no longer be remembered. Told us to wipe us out. They already wiped us out in every way possible. They don't want to finish off by just getting rid of us totally. For they have conspired together with one mind. If you know all these people, you understand, but all you need is the last one. And the Ishmaelites was with them. That means Arabs. They was on board with, they're part of the conspiracy. They all conspire. All of them conspire. All the nations conspiring against us, all of them. Together. Let me close out here, brothers and sisters. See, the sisters, they come out the box just totally loaded, everything. You don't have to add anything. They got it all. Right? Power steering, power windows, right? Internet, right? Everything, right? Leather seats, everything. But this one comes out, the stripped down version. You got to ask them, okay, what you need? Okay, add me a butt. And make sure everybody knows the butt, so make it real tight so they can see it. Now I got a butt. Okay? Give me something. Give me some lips. Give me some breast implants. Give me something to get some bite to my hair so it don't hang down like a dog. Okay? You have to add stuff. You have to add nothing here. But they got you, our sisters. You have to add nobody their hair or nothing. But they don't treat our sisters so much, and our sisters, she's trying to be like our sisters. Our sisters trying to be like them. Put lipstick on, they don't need that stuff. You don't. Okay? Well, that's going to end in a minute. See her? She's naked. I told you they're naked. Tell me how we naked. What you see, our people, I show in vectors. Vectors, like I said, if you see the wind blowing, you don't see the wind, you see the leaves. They're not in the wind blowing. But you know the wind blowing because how much the leaves are shaking in what direction. So you know the influence these people have on us because we came up here one and now we're different. They change our name, our religion, our culture, everything else, and now they act like fools and everything else. That means that's coming from them. You affect the wind by what the leaves are doing. So the way we act is the result of them vector force on us. But they claim but you're gonna blame the leaves. Oh, there's something wrong with them leaves, man. Them leaves are no damn good. No. The leaves are reacting to the wind. Our people react to the devils. They're the wicked. They walk around naked, stupid, crazy, pimps, hoes, because of the influence of the devils. Once that wind stops blowing, the leaves stop shaking, don't they? They stop moving. They go back to normal. So once we move, like a lot of Muhammad said, get away from these devils, all of a sudden we snap back. Seeing the great army, we start back to being righteous and everything like we were before. But right now we're under their influence, and you see how we reacted. That's them affecting us. So that's how they are, not us. It says your sins be black as snow, black as coal, but if it's white as snow, it means once we're out of them, you have no sins. Because your sins was them, not you. Angel explains that very clearly. He said, bless those keep their garments. If you understand that. So here we go. We're closing here, brothers and sisters. And this is Farrakhan. His father's a devil. It makes him a devil. He's doing their bidding. That's what anyone calls devils anymore. And I carry on. This is the promised land. But it's promised to seed Abraham. Okay. What part is Abraham? Isaac. To Jacob. It wasn't promised to Esau. Esau is the Levites. But since they were in the Holocaust, they be going home. They won't go back to Arabia. They have all those lands, Afghanistan, all that stuff. That's the lands they have. That's the new earth. But we have Arabia. That's their reward. Okay? That's where the Sunnis would be. What you call India, Arabia, India rather, the Caucasus, Afghanistan, and Uzbekistan, all that kind of stuff, right? And even where Iran is, Persia, all that right there would be the land, all that land that surrounds the Middle East. That would be the land of the Levites, Esau. But right now, you're going to see us in a minute. This is what they're afraid of. Black folks coming together, boy, and they about to wake up. That's about to happen. I'll leave it there, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum. Oops, again. I was talking. I just messed up, bro. I just messed up. Let me hold on back. Oh, I just messed up. All times, I guess. Let me go back here for a minute. Oh boy. Okay, I'm not sure I showed you before, but so I'm just going again. If I just do it again tomorrow, I messed up here. I had sound, so anyway. Said this is Elijah Muhammad told me this is Muhammad Speak newspaper. This is articles in here, and this illustration was in every NOI meeting. Every Saturday morning was there. So for our country, we're not going anywhere. It's called a God liar, Abraham covenant, and it's also called Elijah liar. Everybody understood what's going on here. You don't. Well, I talked about that about blaming. It's showing here how they plan against us. Read at your leisure, brothers and sisters. Right? And again, right? So this is fully loaded. This is fake butt. See, pay real tight so they can see I got a butt here, real tight. She don't need that. She can wear a gown or a long dress and whatever, and you still gonna see all this. And that's what you need to see. Fake breasts, implants. Got to put some special something, give hair body system. See, there's plenty of body in the hair, right? Fake lips, lipstick, big ass feet. Trying to be like sisters, and now they got sisters trying to be like them again. Tiger chases tail. Then you got this here. Look at naked. Got advertised. See, look, see, that's advertisement. Cause they ain't got anything. See, I got a butt. See, you can see it. Totally naked. If you turn around where you see the backside, you see that it's just a string up behind. And they're on the street like this. They talking about us. It's them. They're affecting us. Okay, leave it there, brothers and sisters. Go home. Like I said, the Levites, they're not going to Arabia. They're going to where you call Afghanistan, Persia, Uzbekistan, all the countries around Arabia, north of Arabia. That's the new earth. That's their lands. Right? And in some cases, Africa. But not really. No, I don't think so. Because they're getting that because you got another group of Levites. That's with Elijah. Those with Elijah. They're going to have Africa, what you call Africa. But Arabia's ours. Elect. Here's our people. Levites. That's what they're afraid of. Unity. Revenge. 20 years. Avenging our women. You got their fist bumping with these people. You didn't give a pass? Not me.